So hi friends, I'm Dr. Anshul Bansal again joining you on the Unacademy platform. Okay, sorry for getting late. There was some issue with the internet. Okay, so let's start today's session. And as you all know, pehle we have studied already about the osteoporosis. That was part of the metabolic bone diseases. That was the most common metabolic bone disease. Now we'll study the other metabolic bone diseases in this lecture, like the rickets, scurvy, Paget's disease, hyperthyroidism, etc. Okay. So this is a lecture on metabolic bone disease. I'm here to guide you through a preparation for orthopedics, and we'll study in-depth orthopedics here, so that not only you can crack your competitive examinations, but also your prof university examinations. And we will have special focus on clinical based scenarios, the x-rays, the images, etc., so that you can do well in your practical examinations, as well as very importantly in your next examination and your recent NEET PG type of clinical based questions and different pattern of examinations. Okay, I have cracked the NEET PG examination last year, that is in 2020 only, and I opted for orthopedic branch, and I am currently working as an orthopedic resident doctor in SMS Medical College, Jaipur. Okay, so let's start today's lecture. And before starting today's lecture, I will just guide you through the various paid subscription plans that are available for the NEET PG on an academy. The first one is your plus subscription. The plus subscribers will get access to all our live as well as recorded video lectures, the question banks, the Q bank, and they can compete in live tests and quizzes, all of which is formed by the topmost faculty for topmost faculty for NEET PG in India. And also we'll allow the subscribers to log in with the same account on different devices, so that they can study on any device of their choice at any time. And also for the students who will be subscribing for 12 months or more, we are shortly providing them with the printed notes, so you can subscribe for this course, and you can use my code, that is Anshul B Dan, while subscribing to get extra 10% off. The second one and the best one is your iconic subscription, and it is best not only on an academy but on any digital platform across India. And what makes this best is, apart from the things that I have mentioned earlier, extra may you'll get prep ladder, and all of the prep ladder, including its Q banks, video lectures, rapid revision courses, etc., everything you'll get on prep ladder. And on an academy you will get extra may well structured batch wise classes, live classes only, and we have formulated and structured our classes, batches, and our schedule of the theory part in such a way so as to build your basic concepts about the subject or the topic first, and then going into its in depth. And also we will correlate different subjects, like same topics are covered in different subjects, like this metabolic bone diseases में scurvy and rickets you study in your biochemistry, also in your pediatrics also, and in ortho also. So जहाँ पे भी these subjects will overlap, we'll revise the things that you have studied in other subject about the same topic, so that it will help you to it will help you to understand better the concepts, as well as properly revising the subject. And also you can correlate these things कि yes ये same चीज मैंने वहां पे भी पढ़ी थी. So this is very important for your preparation for your examinations. And also the iconic subscribers will get an individual test assessment sheet after every test that they give, so that they can analyze themselves ki, yes, this topic or this subjects may I need to work more, or this type of questions are more common from this subject, or is subject maybe ye topic is super duper important. So it will help you to analyze yourself and to plan your preparation accordingly. So it is very important, and all these are available for the iconic subscribers, and you can subscribe for this iconic subscription using this code to get extra 10% off. Now, special classes are very special. I say all the time that it is a must to attend because they give you special edge over your competitors. And these are live interactive classes. They will give you a classroom like feel where you can interact with your educators. You can ask your doubts and solve them there and there only. You can participate in polls. You can watch it anywhere, anytime using your mobile application. And also you get the digital notes of the class. Okay, so you can just watch the special class but by just downloading the mobile application and logging using this code, both of which are absolutely free. Now, keeping in mind the different sets of students who are preparing for different examinations, like some are preparing for FMG, some for the 2022 examinations, the INICET, the next examination. So we have started dedicated batches to these following examinations, and you can subscribe for these courses using this code to get extra 10% off. Okay, so from the 8th of September, we have started a FMG batch and the 2022 batch. And from the 15th September, we have started a INICET batch. And again, the reminder is कि INICET's date for 2021 has been announced and it is November 14. So yes, those whose focus and the goal is INICET, or those who are not done well in the NEET PG 21, don't lose hope. This examination is on November 14th, so you should start study for this examination. And also very importantly, for every student, be it the MBBS students or the student who are preparing for the competitive examinations, we have started a very important clinical examination and procedures batch from the 15th of September. And this is very important because it helps you to understand the things that you have read theoretically in your notes, because theoretically it sometimes get boring and also it is difficult to understand. But वही चीज जब आप clinical scenario में you'll watch once, you will never forget it. And also best way to revise and also best way to build your concepts. Okay, and सबसे important thing जो इसके लिए इसके बारे में I like is that it develops your interest toward the subject or the topic. And during your preparation, interest is very important. Interest के साथ पढ़ाई करना is very important. So yes, this course will increase your interest and will increase your efficiency in your examinations. So please do subscribe for this course, and you can use this code while subscribing to get extra 10% off. Now we are running two limited time period offers. The first one is, if you subscribe for any plan of 12 months, you will get 2 months of that extra absolutely free. And if you buy a plan of 2 years or 24 months, you will get 4 months of that subscription absolutely free. Okay, and the second one is that on Iconic subscription, we are running a heavy discount for a limited time period. Like for the 4 years, it was earlier used to be for 75,000. Now it is available for just 65,250 for the entire 4 years. And you can use this code while subscribing to get extra 10% off. So this is a very limited time period deal, and here you will get all of the prep letter and all the benefits of the Iconic subscriber. So please go and quickly grab it. It is a very good deal. Now this is a plus subscription, and as you can see, the cost per month decreases significantly if you increase the duration of your course or subscription. So it is economically feasible also, and also academically be better रहेगा if you go for the duration with go for the subscription package with longer duration. Because एक single trusted source of information is very important. You cannot hop around to different platforms. Or if you study the same topic from different notes of different platforms, you will just confuse yourself. You will just waste your time, because that is not the right strategy to revise. ओके सब जगह मोर एंड सो एक ही चीज लिखी रहेगी, बट यू विल नॉट बी एबल टू रिमेम्बर दिस बिकॉज सब जगह अलग फॉर्म में लिखा होता है. सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इज दैट अ सिंगल सोर्स इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर योर perfect revision. So buy a plan which have longer duration of months. Okay, now this was all about the promotions. Now we just start a lecture and let's crack NEET PG or abhi INICET with an academy. Okay, so let's start a topic about the मेटाबॉलिक बोन डिजीज है. उससे पहले कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ बोन देखना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. वी हैव ऑलरेडी रेड इट अबाउट द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन बोन ऑफ बोन इन अ प्रीवियस सेक्शन कि वाटर इट इज अराउंड 10%, organic part it is around 25%, and the major chunk is your inorganic part that is around 65%. and इसमें inorganic part में there are calcium and phosphorus salts, and याद रखना it is crystalline form and crystalline hydroxy apatite salts होते हैं. ओके ये ध्यान रखना है. In organic part you have two things. First are your bone cells, osteoblasts, osteocytes and osteoclasts, and secondly you have the extracellular matrix, and most importantly it is the collagen. Okay, most abundant extracellular matrix of the organic part in the bone is your collagen, that to type 1 collagen. Okay, now although the bone contains a large amount of calcium, but उसमें से सिर्फ 65% of the calcium is there for the taking, or it is in the exchangeable form, or it is in the ionic form. So very important, only 65% of the calcium is available in ionic form which is exchangeable. Okay, so we have discussed all this कि cells में osteoblasts होते हैं, osteocytes होते हैं, osteoclasts होते हैं. These are the multinucleated giant cells. Macrophage monocyte system in the bone marrow से they are developed. Collagen most common, most important in the organic part, and there are certain non-collagenous proteins like osteocalcin, osteonectin, sialoprotein and fibronectin, etc. Okay, so metabolic bone diseases जो होती है they are of four types. First is osteopenic. Osteopenic यानी osteoporosis, और इसमें क्या होगा, there is decrease in bone mineral density, है ना. बोन मिनरल डेंसिटी और द बोन मास में देयर इज डिक्रीज बिकॉज द मिनरलाइजेशन इज नॉर्मल. मिनरलाइजेशन इज नॉर्मल बट द ऑर्गेनिक पार्ट यानी जो बोन मैट्रिक्स होती है इट इज डिक्रीज. तो इट इज योर ऑस्टियोपेनिक डिजीजेस, ऑस्टियोपोरोसिस. ऑस्टियोस्क्लेरोटिक डिजीजेस नाम से पता चल रहा है वहां पे क्या होगा, स्क्लेरोसिस होगा. तो देयर विल बी इंक्रीज इन द बोन मास, एंड ऑस्टियोस्क्लेरोटिक का बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट एग्जांपल इज योर फ्लोरोसिस. ओके, एंड आल्सो ऑस्टियोपेट्रोसिस. नाउ ऑस्टियोमैलेकिक डिजीज इन विच क्या होगा, ऑस्टियोमैलेशिया होगा एडल्ट्स में एंड बच्चों में रिकेट्स होगा. तो इसमें क्या होगा, देयर इज डिक्रीज्ड मिनरलाइजेशन यानी डिक्रीज सॉल्ट्स. ओके, दिस इज ऑस्टियोमैलेकिक डिजीजेस. Okay, where there is increase in the ratio of organic to the mineralized fraction, because mineralized fraction is less. So organic matter जो होता है that is under mineralized. Okay, it is seen in osteomalacia and rickets. And the fourth type is your mixed type, जिसमें क्या होगा, bone mass or the matrix is increased and the minerals is decreased. Okay, osteopenia, sorry, matrix is also decreased and mineralization is also decreased, यानी osteopenia भी होगा. ओके, एंड ऑस्टियोमैलेशिया भी होगा. एंड मिक्स डिजीजेस का बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट एग्जांपल इज योर हाइपर पैराथायरॉयडिज्म. सो हाइपर पैराथायरॉयडिज्म इज अ मिक्स टाइप ऑफ डिजीज, ऑस्टियोपेनिक प्लस ऑस्टियोमैलेसिक. ओके, नाउ दिस इज योर नॉर्मल मैकेनिज्म. इसमें क्या होता है, if there is decrease in the serum calcium, then there is release of parathyroid hormones, and वो तीन जगह पे act करता है. First is your bone, where there is resorption of the bone. Second is your kidney, where there is decreased secretion of the calcium, or decreased excretion of the calcium. Okay, secretion and excretion दो अलग चीज होती है. Secretion and excretion. So excretion is decreased, and there is increased absorption from the intestine. In सब चीजों से there is increased calcium in the blood. Now bone के अंदर it first starts from the canalicular area, then parathormone increase, then it leads to bone resorption. Start होता है cancellous bone से, and then it goes into the cortical bone. पहली चीज तो ये remember याद रखनी है. And secondly you have to remember that the osteo this पैराथॉर्मोन जो होता है, it starts the bone resorption near the osteocyte, so it is called as osteocytic osteolysis, and it is done by the osteoclast cells. That is why it is called as osteoclastic resorption. Okay, दो words याद रखने. So पैराथॉर्मोन सबसे पहले विटामिन डी will increase both calcium and phosphorus in the blood. Calcitonin will decrease both calcium and phosphorus in the blood, whereas parathormone will increase calcium level in the blood, but the phosphate level will be decreased because it increases the excretion of phosphate from the urine or the kidney. Okay, so remember this thing. Now normally the bone resorption and bone formation के बीच में there is an equilibrium. It is called as coupled and balanced bone remodeling. But if there is bone loss or hyperparathyroidism, there will be unbalanced bone remodeling, जहाँ पे osteoclast will be more active and bone resorption will be more. Okay, these are the osteoblastic reversal cells here in the margin of the resorption as well as the formation area. So यहाँ पे they either convert into the osteocytes or they either convert into the osteoclast. And the third one is the uncoupled bone remodeling, where there is no bone formation, only and only resorption ही होता रहेगा. This is called as uncoupled bone remodeling, and it also leads to bone loss. So osteoclast को stimulate करने के लिए या फिर bone resorption increase करने के लिए you have some hormones, and so the bone resorption is increased or it is stimulated by the interleukin 1, interleukin 6, tumor necrosis factor, parathormone, parathormone related protein, prostaglandin E2, macrophage colony stimulating factor, rank ligand and the rank, and vitamin D. Whereas its inhibitors are gamma interferon or interferon gamma, very important, osteoproteogranin, which is its OPG natural inhibitor, estrogens, androgens, calcitonin, and your drug cyclosporin. Okay, so remember these things. Now mechanism of the PTH action क्या होता है? First of all, osteoclast and PTH both do bone resorption, and both do bone resorption with the help of osteoclast or the lysosomal enzymes. But parathormone does not activate osteoclast directly. ये important चीज है that you should remember. Okay, parathormone will first activate the osteoblasts, and these osteoblasts will then activate the osteoclast, leading to the bone resorption, and it occurs with the help of rank ligand, which binds to the rank receptor on the osteoclast, and this activates the osteoclast, leading to the resorption of the bone. Okay, so this is very important. So mechanism वी हैव ऑलरेडी डिस्कस, 3 जगह काम करेगा पैराथॉर्मोन, दे आर बोन, किडनी and your intestine. Bone, kidney and your intestine. Okay, 3 जगह the parathormone acts. Now rickets and osteomalacia याद रखना है, adults में it is called osteomalacia and in children or infants it is called rickets, and इन दोनों में एक ही चीज common होती है, that is deficiency of vitamin D. Okay, deficiency of vitamin D, and it is a type of osteomalacic disease in which the mineralization will be decreased, so there will be unmineralized bone matrix. Okay, so this is your osteomalacia. ओके, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. बोन फेल्स टू कैल्सीफाई प्रॉपरली, और इसकी वजह से जो मैट्रिक्स है या बोन की स्ट्रक्चरल एंड फंक्शनल यूनिट इज ऑस्टियोन, एंड इसमें जो मैट्रिक्स वाला जो पार्ट होता है दैट इज कॉल्ड एज द ऑस्टियोइड. सो देयर आर लार्ज ऑस्टियोइड सीम्स. ओके, and mostly it is due to deficiency of vitamin D, yeah, due to disturbance in the metabolism of the vitamin D और ड्यू टू रीनल डिजीज. तो विटामिन डी का मेटाबॉलिज्म भी अपन देखेंगे. क्या होता है विटामिन डी? 2 फॉर्म्स में होता है, एंडोजीनस एंड एक्सोजीनस. ओके, सो एंडोजीनस फॉर्म्स जो होते हैं इट इज इन द स्किन. Endogenous form is present in the skin in the form of 7-dehydrocholesterol, cholecalciferol, and in the food or exogenous it is in the form of D2, that is ergosterol. So vitamin D3 is cholecalciferol. So dehydrocholesterol is converted into cholecalciferol or vitamin D3 with the help of UV rays of the sunlight. So that's why sunlight is very important for the normal vitamin D mechanism. Okay, so vitamin D3, vitamin D2 आ गया. So they are not active as such. First of all, they go hydroxylation in the liver, and it is 25 hydroxy cholecalciferol. Then there is again hydroxylation in the kidney, and it leads to formation of 125 dihydroxy cholecalciferol. Okay, and this 125 dihydroxy cholecalciferol जो होता है it is the active form of the vitamin D3. Remember, this is the active form of the vitamin D3, and it also acts on 3 parts, intestine, kidney, bones, not directly on the bones but majorly on the intestine. So remember, vitamin D3 का जो most important या most sensitive function होता है it is to increase the intestinal absorption of the calcium. Okay, it is to increase the intestinal absorption of the calcium. नाउ रिकेट्स. रिकेट्स जो होता है ये बच्चों में होता है, यानी ग्रोइंग स्केलेटन में होता है, एंड इट इज ड्यू टू फेलियर ऑफ मिनरलाइजेशन, और ऑब्वियसली इट विल इफेक्ट द ग्रोथ प्लेट्स. ओके, it will affect the growth plates and it will lead to soft bones and development of the deformities. Okay, so it is of 2 types, type 1 and type 2. Type 1 is your classical rickets, that is your nutritional deficiency की वजह से, तो deficiency of the vitamin D or defect in its metabolism, and type 1 is the most common form of rickets. Okay, type 2 क्या होता है? In type 2 there is deficiency of phosphates. Okay, very important, there is deficiency of phosphates in extracellular matrix due to improper uptake or any disease in the kidney, and this will lead to decreased mineralization. Okay, इसमें vitamin D का रोल नहीं होता है, but the most common cause is your type 1, that is your nutritional deficiency. Okay, especially in the developing countries like India. Now clinical features जो होते हैं it is common in around 1 year old child या उससे कम में इससे ज्यादा ओल्डर चाइल्ड में इट इज जनरली रेयर, एंड इफ इट occurs then you should suspect the malabsorption syndrome. So clinical features क्या होगा? First of all, very importantly, craniotapes. So craniotapes में क्या होगा? There is a ping pong mechanism in the skull, in especially in the young infants. Mineralization नहीं होगा तो जो skull है वो hard नहीं हो पाएगा. So if you uh, compress the skull, so there will be feeling of a ping pong ball because of the soft membranous bones. Craniotrabes, bossing of the skulls, yani the frontal and the parietal bones will become evident, and it occurs generally after 6 months of the age. Now broadening of the ends of the long bones, okay, और ये सबसे prominent जो होता है, the broadening of the ends, it is most prominent in the wrist joint and the knee joints. तो याद रखना है कि rickets के अंदर wrist and the knee joints are the most important. After 6 months of the age it is affected, and obviously mineralization नहीं होगा तो there will be delayed teeth eruption. Now Harrison sulcus, what is Harrison sulcus? क्या होता है? एक हॉरिजॉन, देयर इज एन हॉरिजॉन्टल डिप्रेशन एट द लोअर चेस्ट एट द इंसर्शन और अटैचमेंट ऑफ द डायफ्राम. ओके, हियर यू कैन सी दिस इज योर a horizontal depression at the lower chest at the insertion of diaphragm seen in the rickets. This is your Harrison's sulcus. And second is your rachitic rosary. Rachitic rosary में क्या होगा? The anterior chest wall will become prominent due to the prominent costochondral junctions. Here you can see the anterior chest wall is prominent due to the evident or prominent costochondral junction. Now what is pigeon chest? Pigeon chest में sternum is prominent, it is called as pigeon chest. अगर anterior costochondral junctions are prominent, it is called as the rachitic rosary. Now muscular hypotonia, yes, due to decreased calcium levels you will have the muscular hypotonia, and it is most commonly seen in the abdomen as Pott's belly. Okay, it is due to less tone of the muscles and seen as pot belly or visceroptosis and lumbar lordosis, and deformities mainly in the knee joints called as the knock knees or the bow legs. Knock knees क्यों बोलते हैं? क्योंकि जो legs होते हैं वो ऐसे की जगह they are bowed, so they are bowed like this, so the knees knock with each other like this, so they are called as the knock knees and the bow legs, and they are prominent when the child starts walking. Okay, it is prominent when the child starts walking. Okay, so suture line will be wide. Okay, delayed closure of the fontanalis, craniotapes, rachitic rosary, Harrison sulcus, bowing of the legs. Okay, swelling in wrist or ankle, the dental hypoplasia, frontal bruising, delayed closure of the fontanalis, okay, and pectus carinatum or the pigeon chest. Pigeon chest को ही pectus carinatum भी बोलते हैं. Okay, so what will be the radiological features? As we have discussed, radiological features wrist and knee joints में दिखते हैं, and most early and most commonly they are seen at the wrist joint, yani the lower or distal ends of the radius and ulna. Okay, remember this. So mineralization ढंग से नहीं हो पाएगा, तो obviously there will be delayed appearance of the epiphysis and the epiphyseal plates will be widened. Normally the width of the epiphyseal plate जो होती है, it is around 2 to 4 mm. Okay, but in rickets मिनरलाइजेशन तो हो नहीं रहा, मैट्रिक्स बढ़ता जा रहा है और ऑस्टियोइड इज इंक्रीज, तो अनकैल्सिफाइड ऑस्टियोइड के अक्यूमुलेशन की वजह से देयर इज वाइडनिंग ऑफ दीज एपिफाइजियल प्लेट. ओके, नाउ सेकंड इज योर cupping of the metaphysis. So what is cupping of the metaphysis? Okay, नॉर्मली क्या होता है, द एपिफाइसिस एंड मेटाफाइसिस के बीच में देयर इज अ थिन स्क्लेरोटिक लाइन. okay, which is called as a smooth line of sclerosis or zone of provisional calcification. ओके, जोन ऑफ प्रोविजनल कैल्सिफिकेशन एक थिन लाइन ऑफ स्क्लेरोसिस होता है where the epiphyseal plate and the metaphysis meets, but this line is absent in case of rickets, and the metaphyseal end will appear as irregular, और इसको क्या बोला जाता है, fraying. Okay, irregular metaphysis, this is called as fraying of the metaphysis because of absence of this line of sclerosis or zone of provisional calcification. Okay, now the next is splaying of the metaphysis. क्या होता है, जो कार्टिलेज अक्यूमुलेट हो गए हैं ग्रोथ प्लेट पे, उनका ऑसिफिकेशन नहीं हो पाया, तो ऑब्वियसली दे विल पुट प्रेशर ऑफ द ग्रोथ प्लेट, सो जो एंड्स ऑफ द मेटाफाइसिस होगा दे विल स्प्ले लाइक दिस. Okay, they will splay like this. This is called as the splaying of the metaphysis. There is rarefaction at the diaphysis, and knock knees, bow legs, and coxa vara are the common deformities. So what is coxa vara? Femur में the neck shaft angle, if it is decreased, it is called as coxa vara. Okay, in children normally it is 160 degrees, and in adult it is normally 120 degrees. Okay, so remember this. So here you can see ki this is your epiphysis, this is your metaphysis, this is your epiphysis, this is your metaphysis. So generally इन दोनों के बीच में एक ऐसी line होती है. Okay, but this line is not present here, you can see, and obviously there is widening of this epiphyseal plate or the growth plate, and there is splaying of the metaphysis, here you can see, and here you can see ki irregular metaphysis, this is called as the fraying of the metaphysis. This is called as the fraying of the metaphysis, this is splaying of the metaphysis, and also there is widened growth plate. Okay, so growth plate abnormalities जो होती है, here you can see in the x-rays also there is fraying, widened growth plate. Okay, so frayed paintbrush like metaphyseal margins, we have already discussed. There will be lack of zone of provisional calcification, we have discussed. There will be widening of the physis, we have already discussed. So here you can see the metaphyseal widening, and it is also called as the cupping and slaying. Okay, it is also called as the slaying and cupping. Here you can see normal x-ray, यहाँ पे एक line of sclerosis you can see. Okay, widening of the growth plate, metaphyseal fraying we have discussed. So ये important है कि osteoporosis में serum calcium, serum phosphate and the alkaline phosphatase were normal, but in rickets or osteomalacia the calcium will be decreased, the phosphate will be decreased, and the alkaline phosphatase will be the alkaline phosphatase will be elevated in the blood of rickets. Okay, now treatment जो होता है, mostly the medical treatment is necessary, prompt identification, diagnosis, and the medical treatment, and you give vitamin D3 in the oral form, preferably at 60,000 unit. Okay, so 60,000 unit means 6 lakh units orally you give a single oral dose, and generally in most of the cases it will lead to decrease in the symptoms and rapid healing. And if the child responds to this single dose, you start the maintenance dose, that is 400 international unit per day. Okay, so maintenance dose is 400 international unit per day, and your initiation dose or the initial dose is your 60,000 or the 6 lakh international unit single dose. Okay, and generally क्या होता है, when you start this therapy you will see the line of sclerosis or the provisional calcification at the junction of the epiphyseal plate and the metaphysis. But if you don't see this even after the 1 month of the medical treatment, then you should reconfirm your diagnosis. Okay, and if there is no response even after the second dose, है ना, सेकेंड डोज यानी आपने ये होने के बाद इफ यू आर नॉट सीइंग द स्क्लेरोसिस जोन, आप 60K यूनिट का एक सेकेंड डोज और देते हो. But even after that, if you don't see any line of sclerosis or any healing, then you can label it as a refractory rickets. Okay, then you can label it as refractory rickets. Because याद रखना, एक तो होता है विटामिन डी डिपेंडेंट रिकेट्स, यानी जो अपन ने डिस्कस किया कि विटामिन डी देते ही you will have healing or decrease in the symptoms. It is vitamin D dependent rickets. Then there is refractory rickets where there is no effect of vitamin D. Okay, and first and एक और होता है that is hypophosphatemic rickets, जिसमें the calcium level is normal, only the phosphate level is decreased, and it is called as the type 2. Okay, type 2 is your hypophosphatemic rickets. We have already discussed it. So okay, so ये different types of rickets होते हैं जो आपको याद रखना है. Now it's orthopedics treatment. The orthopedics treatment, first of all, correction of the deformities and the prophylaxis or preventive measures so that the deformities does not happen or any pathological fracture does not occur. Okay, so mild deformities conservatively or spontaneously heal हो जाती है, and you have different types of splints which are used here, and very important is the mermaid splint. Okay, mermaid splint is typically used for the deformity correction and prevention in case of rickets, and this is called as the mermaid's splint. Okay, so remember this image. And rickets and scurvy and all are very important because 2 questions were there, and total metabolic bone diseases में से there were 3 questions this time in the NEET PG. So very important. So just keep in mind or take a screenshot of this image, and ऐसे screenshot you accumulate and you just revise जब भी आपको time मिले, या screenshot ऐसे देख लिया करो. It is the best way to revise. So this is a typical mermaid splint for rickets. Okay. Now operative methods, you do what? You do corrective osteotomies. बस इतना ही you need to remember that operative methods में what you do the corrective osteotomies. Okay. Now we come to the osteomalacia, that is the adult form of the rickets, and here also there will be softening of the bones and the bone content will be demineralized, and इसका most common cause या बहुत important cause is your parda system, because the women, especially in the Indian society and the Muslim society, they remain in the parda, so the sunlight does not cross their skin, and this will lead to decrease in the formation of the vitamin D3 and decrease in the mineralization of the bone. So other causes of osteomalacia are either dietary deficiency, or during pregnancy nutrition is not proper, there is malabsorption syndrome, or the patient has done partial gastrectomy, yani the bariatric surgery. Okay, so very important causes of the osteomalacia. The clinical features will be majorly adult में clinical feature will be bone pain. There will be skeletal discomfort and there will be bone pain, and the bone will be tender. So there will be tenderness. There will be muscular hypotonia, muscular weakness, difficulty in climbing and walking on the stairs. There will be waddling gait typically in the osteomalacia. Here you can see this is a typical picture of waddling gait. Okay, this is a typical picture of a waddling gait. Okay, remember this. Now in severe forms, tetany can be there due to decreased calcium levels, and it manifests as carpopedal spasm or the facial twitching, and there can be pathological fractures or the spontaneous fractures. Okay, so there can be pathological fractures. Remember this also. Now investigations may first of all, in x-rays you will have the rarefaction in the diaphysis, and very importantly in osteoporosis also we have seen कि you will see the loser zone. So loser zone क्या होता है? See, this is your loser zone कि there is a horizontal line at the neck of the femur area wale mein. This is called as the loser zone, and this is also called as the milkman line or the pseudo fractures or the cortical infarction. Okay, seen in osteomalacia malacia and rickets. Okay, and ये क्यों होता है? Because there is no mineralization, only increased bone matrix, so they put pressure there and they form this line which is called as the pseudo fracture or the loser zone. Okay, very important. Common sites of this are the pubic rami or the scapula, ribs, or the neck of the femur, especially at the medial cortex. Now in females, in osteomalacia, you will see the triradiate pelvis. Now what is triradiate pelvis? In triradiate pelvis में आपको क्या दिखेगा? The pelvis will be very prominent in the abdomen. Okay, here you can see the triradiate pelvis. This is your triradiate pelvis. And also you will have protrusio acetabuli, where the acetabulum will be protruding into the pelvis. Here you have, this is the protrusio acetabuli. What is this? This is your protrusio acetabuli. Okay, and bone biopsy जब आप देखोगे तो you will see that there is excessive uncalcified osteoid, and generally you do take biopsy from the iliac crest. And serum lichen rickets, calcium will be low, phosphate will be low, and the alkaline phosphatase will be elevated. Okay, now treatment जो होता है mostly it is due to dietary insufficiency, so vitamin D supplementation is the treatment of choice, and maintenance dose is 400 international unit. But if there is malabsorption due to any pathology in the intestine, then higher doses of the intramuscular doses are required. Okay, and if there is any renal disease, so the vitamin D metabolism ढंग से नहीं हो पाता है, तो उसके लिए we give an activated form of vitamin D orally called as alpha calcidol. Okay, called as alpha calcidol. Now we'll come to the next metabolic bone diseases, that is your hyperparathyroidism. And you know कि hyperparathyroidism होगा यानी पैराथॉर्मोन increase होगा, तो there will be increased bone resorption and also increased bone formation. So we have studied that it is a mixed type of metabolic bone diseases where there is osteopenia as well as osteomalacia, यानी बोन मिनरलाइजेशन भी कम होता है एंड बोन डेंसिटी भी कम होती है. Okay, very important. So parathormone acts directly on the bone and it releases calcium into the extracellular fluid. Okay, and कैसे it activates the adenyl cyclase. Very important that this parathormone will activate the adenyl cyclase, which in turn increase the formation of cyclic AMP, and which leads to the synthesis of specific lysosomal enzymes, and they does the activity of bone resorption. Okay, so ये organic matrix as well as पूरा bone osteon का ही ब्रेकडाउन या रिजॉर्प्शन करता है, जिससे जो कैल्शियम जो आता है दैट इज रिलीज्ड इनटू द एक्स्ट्रा सेल्युलर मैट्रिक्स. ओके, so clinical features, parathormone is more common in women and most common age of presentation is 30 to 50 years of age. ये बहुत important है in hyperparathyroidism, that most common age of Most common age of presentation is between 30 to 50 years of the age. Okay, and the most common complaint here will be the initial complaint will be the bone pain. Most common initial complaint will be a bone pain, and also the presenting complaint bone pain के साथ में these are also the very typical and very early presenting complaints of anorexia, nausea, vomiting, and abdominal cramps. Okay, so they are all the presenting complaints of hyperparathyroidism, and obviously there will be hypotonia, weakness, and pallor, and pathological fractures will be there, and most commonly in the spinal region, thoracolumbar spine, neck of the femur, and the pubic rami. So this is hyperparathyroidism, and in hyperparathyroidism skull may you will have the salt pepper appearance. Okay, normally skull looks like this, but in hyperparathyroidism you will have these lesions, very fine lesions at the periphery of the skull, which is called as the salt pepper appearances. And here you can see there will be lytic lesions here in the bone, especially in the metacarpals and the phalanges, which points towards the hyperparathyroidism. So there will be irregular and diffuse rarefaction of the bones and the salt and pepper appearance. Okay, and there will be loss of lamina dura. Now, what is lamina dura? सबसे पहले lamina dura is in teeth. ओके, नाउ टीथ सॉकेट जो होता है दैट इज अ थिन कॉर्टिकल बोन, एंड ये जो टीथ सॉकेट के अंदर होता है दैट टीथ सॉकेट is a thin cortical bone, and ये x-ray में you see as a thin white line surrounding the teeth, that is called as the lamina dura. Here you can see this thin white line. Here you can see this is your lamina dura, and this lamina dura is absent in hyperparathyroidism. Okay, hyperparathyroidism mein this lamina dura is absent, and there will be subperiosteal resorption of the phalanx, and it is the diagnostic radiological feature of the hyperparathyroidism that there will be resorption of the phalanges, the subperiosteal resorption of the phalanges. Here you can see there is subperiosteal. Here you can see this one, this one. Here you can see a band. So this is subperiosteal resorption of the phalanges. Okay, and spine will show a collapse in the vertebral body and biconvex vertebrae in the later stages. And here you can see this rare fraction here. Okay, this is seen in hyperparathyroidism, and this type of spine typically is called as the rugged jersey spine, typically seen in the hyperparathyroidism. Okay, and in pelvis you will see the clear cyst like spaces. Here you can see in the pelvis यहाँ पे clear cyst like spaces. Here you can see this is your pelvis क्या typical finding of hyperparathyroidism, क्योंकि bones के अंदर the calcium is decreased. Okay, now very important is your Brown's tumor, which is typically associated with the hyperparathyroidism. Okay, this is your Brown's tumor. Okay, so Brown's tumor is most commonly कहाँ पे होता है? In your maxilla and mandible. Maxilla and mandible में there is Brown's tumor, which is an expansile lytic lesion. Okay, bone tumor जैसा लगता है, but it is not a bone tumor. It is an expansile lytic lesion, generally in the mandible and the maxilla, and obviously the parathormone leads to increased resorption of the bones of calcium. So calcium levels increase हो जाएंगे, so obviously there will be increased excretion of calcium from the urine, and there are high chances of renal calculi. Okay, so there are high chances of renal calculi in hyperparathyroidism. Here you can see this. So serum calcium जो होंगे इसमें the calcium will be high, phosphate will be low. Okay, and the alkaline phosphatase will also be high. urinary excretion of the calcium is low and the phosphate is high. Okay, so here I have told you कि कैल्शियम का एक्सक्रीशन बढ़ जाएगा यूरिन में. नो नो, कैल्शियम का एक्सक्रीशन नहीं बढ़ेगा, कैल्शियम का सर्कुलेशन इन द यूरिन विल इन द किडनी विल इंक्रीज, बट पैराथॉर्मोन जो होता है वहां से भी उसका रिजॉर्प्शन या करवा लेगा. सो देयर विल बी रीनल कैल्कुलाई के चांसेस बढ़ जाएंगे, but the urine calcium will decrease and the urine phosphate will increase. Okay, that's why in serum or in the blood the phosphate levels will be decreased. Okay, and साथ में इसके diagnosis के लिए CT scan और the investigations of the neck for the parathyroid glands, and also you need to evaluate for any ectopic secretory sides of the parathormone. Okay, so treatment में first of all you need to treat the basic cause. If there is any ectopic parathormone की side or the parathormone में if there is any malignancy or hyperplasia etc. So mostly you do the surgical excision of the hormone secreting tissue. Orthopedic treatment is same, that is the protection of the bones. And urology में because there are high chances of renal calculi, so you have to maintain the renal functions. For this you have to remove the renal calculi, very important. Okay, so hyperparathyroidism समझ आ गया. अब now we'll come to a short topic that is called as the fluorosis. तो fluorosis जो होता है वो increased fluoride content in the drinking water के अंदर होता है. Okay, normal drinking water में fluoride content should be less than 1 ppm, less than 1 parts per million. Okay, normally in drinking water the fluoride content should be less than 1 parts per million, or if there is more fluoride, so there will be excessive deposition of the calcium in the bones and the soft tissue. Okay, very important. And India में there are certain belts where there is high fluoride content, like in Punjab, Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu, even some areas in Rajasthan, especially the western Rajasthan वाले जो area है, northwestern Rajasthan area, they have high contents of fluoride in the drinking water. Okay, so fluorosis is of two types. First is your skeletal fluorosis and second is your dental fluorosis. And dental fluorosis is the most common and the earliest and the most pathognomic, most diagnostic, and the earliest is your dental fluorosis. And in dental fluorosis जो start होता है ये important है. Dental fluorosis कहाँ से start होगा? From the incisors of the upper jaw. From the incisors of the upper jaw in form of mottling of the enamel. Okay, क्या होगा? Mottling of the enamel, and if it is not corrected it will lead to erosion of the teeth and finally the teeth will fall off. So mottling of the enamel, that too in the upper jaw के incisors में, it is the most common presentation of the fluorosis. It is called as dental fluorosis. And second is the skeletal fluorosis, and in skeletal fluorosis में the presenting complaint will be pain in the back and joints. ये याद रखना, the presenting complaint will be pain in the back and the joints, and there will be associated stiffness in the spine, paresthesia in the limbs. So skeletal fluorosis में pain से start होगा, but then it will lead to compression of the nerves. Okay, and it will lead to the spastic paralysis and the anemia. Okay, the spastic paralysis or the sometimes the paralysis can also occur. And why it occurs? It is due to calcification of posterior longitudinal ligament. Okay, it is due to calcification of posterior longitudinal ligament. तो अपन ने देखा है ज़्यादातर जगह in the ankylosing spondylitis etc. the anterior longitudinal ligament was involved first, But in fluorosis, that too in the skeletal fluorosis, the posterior longitudinal ligament will be involved first, leading to the paresis and stiffness of the back. And this paresis is a spastic paresis. नाम ये याद रखना, this paresis is your spastic paresis. Okay, now radiological investigations, if you see in spine, you will see in everywhere. In case of fluorosis, कैल्शियम डिपॉजिशन ज्यादा होगा तो द डेंसिटी विल बी इंक्रीज एंड कैल्सिफिकेशन पोस्टीरियर लॉन्गिट्यूडिनल लिगामेंट में ज्यादा होगा, स्पाइन में, पेल्विस में it will be more abundant in the ischiopubic and the sacroiliac ligament, यानी sacrum और ilium के बीच में, and ischium and pubis. तो ischiopubic and the sacroiliac ligaments will be more commonly involved, and in forearm and leg the interosseous membrane का calcification will be common. Okay, in forearms and legs the calcification of the interosseous ligament will be more common. So here you can see this is an x-ray of the skeletal fluorosis, where you can see increased calcium deposition leading to the increased density, and this is your dental fluorosis, showing the mottling of the enamel. Okay, showing the mottling of the enamel. Okay, very important, ये याद रखना है. Now the serum fluoride levels will be increased, fluoride levels in urine and drinking water will be increased, and if you take a biopsy you will see that there is high fluoride levels in the bone. So treatment में most important thing that you do in the treatment of fluorosis is its prevention. Okay, and its prevention is done by checking and regulating the content of fluoride in the drinking water, and it should be less than 1 parts per million. Okay, very important. So go and read your PSM. It will take just your 5 to 10 minutes, and वहाँ पे you read about the fluorosis techniques and क्या programs and all हैं. Okay, and if the defluorinated water is used for some time, you will immediately have decrease in the intensity of the symptoms and improvement in the general condition of the patient. Okay, remember this thing, it is very important. Now what are the causes of generalized sclerosis? Okay, generalized sclerosis यानी कि there is more intensity of the calcification in the bone, ऐसे याद रख लो. तो osteosclerosis के causes fluorosis होता है, Paget's disease, renal osteodystrophy, metastasis or secondaries from the prostate most commonly, and marble bone disease also called as the osteopetrosis. So osteopetrosis के अंदर osteopetrosis, the Paget's disease, the fluorosis, the renal osteodystrophy and secondaries from the prostate, and एक और important disease है जिसमें osteosclerosis होता है, and it is your Engelmann's disease. Okay, इस disease का सिर्फ नाम याद रखना है और इतना सा याद रखना है कि there is osteosclerosis in Engelmann's disease. Okay. Now scurvy next is your scurvy. So vitamin D के दो देख लिया अपन ने, rickets and osteomalacia, hyperparathyroidism देख लिया, and we have seen the fluorosis. Now we'll study about very important, जिसमें से this year there was one question, and this is your scurvy. Okay, so अब scurvy के अंदर क्या होता है? So in scurvy, as you all know, there is deficiency of vitamin C that is called as the ascorbic acid. Okay, so vitamin C का function you all know कि collagen proteins and immunity के लिए it is the major function of the scurvy. So scurvy के अंदर the most common presenting features especially in the adults वो अपन को सबको पता है, that is the swollen gums or the bleeding from the gums, very easy bleeding from the gums, the gingivitis and the abnormal bleeding tendencies. Okay, and these abnormal bleeding tendency will lead to the perifollicular hemorrhages and ecchymosis या फिर petechial hemorrhages are very common, or bruises are very common due to abnormal bleeding tendency, and most commonly these are common in the lower limb. Okay, याद रखना, these are common in the lower limb and it is typically seen in the adult scurvy. Okay, adult scurvy, and mostly scurvy में क्या affected होता है, your decreased and poor quality of the collagen production. Okay, and in infantile scurvy जो less than 1 year of the age में होगा, there the patient will be lethargic, lassitude, anemia, painful limbs, and यहाँ पे scurvy में very importantly you will have subperiosteal hematoma. Okay, subperiosteal hematoma is a typical feature of infantile scurvy. Scorbutic rosary भी होती है. Rachitic rosary में अपन ने देखा था the anterior costochondral junctions are more prominent, whereas in scorbutic rosary there is subperiosteal hematomas which are calcified. So due to these calcified subperiosteal hematomas, जो rib होते हैं, they are thickened and they are seen as bead like. Okay, here you can see this is your scorbutic rosary and it is due to calcified subperiosteal hematomas. Okay, very important, remember this. And treatment is also by supplementation of the vitamin C. Okay, so what is the typical radiological features? Okay, we'll study it first theoretically, then I'll tell you about the x-rays. So सबसे पहले here you can see the subperiosteal hemorrhage you will see. And रिकेट्स और स्कर्वी में मेजर डिफरेंशिएशन ये रहेगा कि रिकेट्स में क्या होता था, द कैल्शियम इज लेस. ओके, सो मिनरलाइजेशन नहीं होगा, जबकि स्कर्वी में क्या होता है, देयर इज मिनरलाइजेशन. ओके, तो हियर यू विल हैव अ जोन ऑफ प्रोविजनल कैल्सिफिकेशन इज प्रेजेंट एंड इट इज कैल्सिफाइड, यानी इट इज मोर इंटेंस और मोर डेंस, जबकि वहां पे एब्सेंट था. तो दिस जोन ऑफ प्रोविजनल कैल्सिफिकेशन और द लाइन ऑफ स्क्लेरोसिस बिटवीन द एपिफाइसिस एंड द मेटाफाइसिस इज डेंस एंड दिस इज कॉल्ड एज द व्हाइट लाइन ऑफ Frankel. This is called as the white line of Frankel. So very important and very diagnostic feature and characteristic feature of a infantile scurvy is कि it will have white line of Frankel. Okay, and here the epiphysis will be in the form of the ring. Okay, this is called as the ring epiphysis or the Wimberger's ring. This is called as the Wimberger's ring. And here this dense or the white line of Frankel, at the end there is the irregular thickening which is called as the Pelkin spur. Okay, this is called as the Pelkin spur. Okay, इसको क्या बोलते हैं, इसको you identify as the Pelkin spur. And between this line of sclerosis, dense line of sclerosis, and your shaft or the metaphysis, there is a zone which appears as a rarefaction zone and it is called as the scorbutic zone or the Trimmerfield zone. Okay, इसको क्या बोला जाता है, scorbutic zone or the Trimmerfield zone. Okay, so here you can see yes, this is your line of sclerosis or provisional calcification and it is more dense, more calcified. So this is called as white line of this is called as white line of Frankel, and इसके नीचे here you have this irregular thing, this is called as the Pelkin spur, this is called as Pelkin spur और the Pelkin fracture, यहाँ पे fracture common होता है, and this is your Wimberger sign। तो Wimberger sign में क्या होता है कि epiphysis होता है वो ring shape में गोल हो जाता है, so this is called as your ring epiphysis। Okay, so Wimberger sign is your ring epiphysis seen in infantile scurvy। Okay, so ring epiphysis, Wimberger sign, more prominent sclerotic line, white line of Frankel, and ये white line of Frankel side में एक spur बना देती है called as the Pelkin spur, and this white line and the metaphysis के बीच में there is a zone which is called as scorbutic zone or the tremor field zone। तो ये important radiological features है जो आपको याद रखने हैं। तो Wimberger's sign और the Wimberger's corner sign जो होता है is the bilateral metaphyseal destruction of the proximal tibia। Okay, this, and it is most commonly seen in the congenital syphilis। ये याद रखना है कि it is most commonly seen in the congenital syphilis where there is destruction of the proximal टिबिया। ओके, सो ये तो हो गया विम्बर्गर साइन इन कॉन्जेनाइटल सिफिलिस, और इसका पूरा नाम है विम्बर्गर्स कॉर्नर साइन। ओके, बट इफ देयर इज रिंग epiphysis, so it is called as Wimberger's ring or Wimberger's ring sign, and it is seen in scurvy। Okay, so आप ऐसे याद रखो इसको। See, yes, I have this feature here to add slide। Okay, तो आपको कैसे याद रखना है, ऐसे याद रखना है कि विम्बर्गर रिंग at the epiphysis is present in the scurvy, and the Wimberger corner sign that is proximal tibia pe bilateral, it is seen in the congenital syphilis। Okay, it is seen in the congenital syphilis। Okay, so remember this is important। Now we will see about the scorbutic zone or called as the Trumor field zone, और this, और ये अपन ने देखा था that white line of Frankel और metaphysis के बीच में there is a radiolucent area। Okay, that is there is a radiolucent area due to decrease in the osteoblastic एक्टिविटी एंड द मिनरलाइजेशन इज नॉर्मल। तो आपको इतना नहीं याद रखना, आपको सिर्फ ये लोकेशन ये होती है एंड देयर इज रेडियोल्यूसेंट एरिया। ओके, एंड दिस इज कॉल्ड एज द ट्रूमर फील्ड जोन। हियर यू कैन सी दिस इज योर ट्रूमर फील्ड जोन। Now, subperiosteal hemorrhages are characteristic feature of scurvy, and it is due to increased capillary permeabilities, and generally they are seen at the ends, the proximal and the distal ends of the bones। Okay, and there is periosteal elevation and new bone formation in the arrows। Here you can see very easily that there is subperiosteal hematoma here, there is subperiosteal hematoma here or hemorrhages here, very important finding of scurvy। Okay, so scurvy vitamin C deficiency जो होती है उसमें you have 4H। First is your hemorrhage, you will have hyperkeratosis where there will be rough skin, loose teeth and poor wound healing, the hypochondriasis where you will have the emotional change and the child will be irritable, and the hematological abnormalities like easy brewing। Okay, so this was about the scurvy, very important। Now next we will study about the very important metabolic bone disease, that is your Paget's disease, and Paget's disease is also a osteosclerotic type of disease like fluorosis। So इसमें क्या होगा, there is बोन रिजॉर्प्शन तो बहुत ज्यादा होता है, बट द बोन ग्रोथ इज एबनॉर्मल और देयर इज haphazard bone growth. So initially, like any disease, it is asymptomatic, but later on it will lead to the weakness and deformed bones, so there will be more chances of pathological fractures, and if spine is involved there will be chances of nerve compression. And Paget's disease में there are three phases. First is a lytic phase जहाँ पे रिजॉर्प्शन ज्यादा होगा, सेकंड इज अ मिक्स्ड फेज, एंड थर्ड इज योर स्क्लेरोटिक फेज. जब लाइटिक फेज हो जाता है, सो फाइनल स्टेज इज योर स्क्लेरोटिक फेज जहाँ पे देयर इज हैपेजार्ड बोन ग्रोथ, यानी बहुत ज्यादा अनइवन स्क्लेरोसिस होता है. ठीक है. सो पेजेट्स डिजीज जो होता है उसको और बोला जाता है ऑस्टाइटिस डिफॉर्मेंस. सो इसी नाम से यू कैन सी कि यहाँ पे जो मेजर पैथोलॉजी होगी दैट इज योर डिफॉर्मिटी इन द बोन्स. ओके, देयर विल बी डिफॉर्मिटी इन द बोन्स, एंड मोस्ट कॉमन अफेक्टेड बोन इज योर टिबिया. ओके, याद रखना है टिबिया इज द मोस्ट कॉमन अफेक्टेड बोन. सो देयर इज ऑस्टियोस्क्लेरोसिस और उससे पहले देयर इज रिजॉर्प्शन लीडिंग टू द ऑस्टाइटिस डिफॉर्मेंस. ओके, सो देयर इज, तो इसमें बोन्स जो हो जाएगी वो कैसी हो जाएगी, बेंड, स्पॉन्जी एंड थिक. स्क्लेरोसिस की वजह से थिक एंड बैंड हो जाएगी, एंड ऑब्वियसली रिजॉर्प्शन हो रहा है एंड स्क्लेरोसिस में इतना कैल्सिफिकेशन नहीं होता है, सो दे विल बी स्पॉन्जी. ओके, एंड इसमें बोन रिजॉर्प्शन इरेगुलर होता है, वी हैव स्टडीड. सो देयर इज आल्सो अ डिफेक्ट इन द ऑस्टियोक्लास्ट फंक्शन. सो ये ध्यान रखना, विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग इज इनकरेक्ट या विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग इज करेक्ट, उसके अंदर ये ऑप्शन जरूर से आ सकता है, एंड इट विल बी अ कंफ्यूजिंग वन. सो रिमेंबर दिस दैट ऑस्टियोक्लास्ट are also defective in Paget's disease. Okay, initially bone जो होगा वो soft and vascular होगा, but बाद में due to osteosclerosis it becomes dense and और बाद में it becomes hard. And typically ये याद रखना है कि Paget's disease और पैराथायरॉयड हाइपरपैराथायरॉयडिज्म ये दोनों ही आफ्टर 30 years of the age, 30 to 50 years of the age के बीच में they are common, not in the children. Because most of the metabolic bone diseases जो आज अपन ने पढ़ी they are common in children, but the Paget's disease and the hyperparathyroidism are common between 30 to 50 years of the age. There will be pain in the bones and there will be bowing and thickening of the affected bone. Okay, so there will be lytic areas due to uneven resorption with बीच में areas of new bone formation. Okay, and if you do the bone scan, you will see that there is increased uptake, alkaline phosphatase level will be increased, and treatment के लिए you use two things. Treatment के लिए remember, treatment के लिए of Paget's disease, treatment of Paget's disease के लिए you give two things. First is calcitonin, that will decrease the resorption as well as the abnormal bone formation, and second is you will give the bisphosphonates. Okay, bisphosphonates are also used, and even as the first line therapy in the Paget's disease के यहाँ पे भी osteoclast function को it will decrease the osteoclast function, and it will inhibit the osteoclast function, and it will lead to the improvement in the Paget's disease. So remember this thing. Okay, here you can see this is a typical X-ray of Paget's disease जहाँ पे you can see बीच में there is resorption, areas of resorption with areas of more density या increased bone formation which is irregular, increased bone formation, and this increased bone formation is irregular. Okay, remember this. Now All these was about the metabolic bone disease. Osteoporosis अपन ने discuss कर लिया. यहाँ पे rickets, scurvy, Paget's disease and the hyperparathyroidism and fluorosis we have discussed. Very important, जाके revise करना यहाँ से भी, and from your biochemistry notes very specially आलस मत दिखाना. It will take जरा around 1.5 hours and you'll cover this topic from both the subjects and you will be prepared for any type of question. So my sincere request is just give 1 hour and read these topics from your biochemistry or wherever you have studied. Like hyperparathyroidism will be in your medicine notes, the Paget's disease will be in your pathology notes. So jahan jahan pe bhi hai, just give 15 minutes to each topic, 10 to 15 minutes, and just read them. It will be, trust me, very very beneficial for you. Okay, so इतनी सी बात मान लेना. Now we'll do some questions about these topics. So first question is, rickets of prematurity is associated with. Okay, here are your 4 options and we'll conduct quiz about it. Okay, so here are your 15 seconds. Okay, so yes, the correct answer is your D. Many of you have ticked it, marked it correctly, that prematurity के अंदर rickets can be associated with convulsions due to decrease in the calcium levels, or the rickets can be due to the higher dose or irrational use of furosemide, and also due to vitamin D deficiency in the mother. So all options are correct. Okay, next question. How does Paget disease affect the body's normal process of breaking down and rebuilding bone? Sorry, here are your 15 seconds. Okay. Yes, the correct answer for this is A, that is the process gets speed up. Okay. If you have Paget's disease, तो Paget's disease में क्या होगा, जो न्यू बोन फॉर्मेशन एज वेल एज द रिजॉर्प्शन, जनरली क्या होता है, द बोन फॉर्मेशन and the resorption, they are in a equilibrium state. ओके, बट इन दी पेजेट्स डिजीज क्या होता है, रिजॉर्प्शन भी बढ़ रहा है एंड बोन फॉर्मेशन भी बढ़ रहा है. सो द प्रोसेस ऑफ बॉडीज नॉर्मल प्रोसेस ऑफ ब्रेकिंग डाउन एंड रीबिल्डिंग ऑफ द बोन, these both process will increase, will speed up. This is the answer. Okay, so remember the answer will be A, that is this process will get speed up. Okay, now next question. Paget's disease most oftenly strikes which age group? Just अभी अभी अपन ने पढ़ा है, Paget's disease most oftenly strikes which age group? Here are your 15 seconds. Okay, so the correct answer for this is adult over 40 years. I've told you कि Paget's and एक और कौन सी disease है, that is hyperparathyroidism. They both are affected in 30 to 50 years of the age group, या more than 30 years of the age group. Okay, so उसमें से option is D. That's why the answer is D. That is Paget's disease most often strikes adults over 40 years of the age group. Okay. Now next question. The symptoms of Paget's disease are most oftenly confused with. Here are your 15 seconds. Yes, the answer for this question is osteoarthritis. It is simple because the options are very easy to exclude, but options अगर थोड़े से अच्छे हो, okay, then also the answer will be osteoarthritis. And why the answer is osteoarthritis? Because अपन ने पढ़ा है पेजेस डिजीज में कहीं आर्थराइटिस तो होता ही नहीं है, but why the answer is osteoarthritis? Because the bones are damaged. Okay, the bones are damaged due to more and irregular resorption as well as osteosclerosis. So the joint is also involved, and there will be pressure on nearby joints, and there will be excessive wear and tear. So they will lead to symptoms of osteoarthritis. Okay, so they will lead to symptoms of osteoarthritis. So remember this thing. Now next question is, in addition to osteoarthritis, Paget's disease may lead to what other disorders? Okay, here are your 15 seconds. Okay, so the answer for this question is all of the above. Kidney stones तो बहुत लोगों ने मार्क किया, so kidney stones तो हो गई होगा, but Paget's disease can also lead to hearing loss and heart disease. Hearing loss कैसे हो सकता है? If there is more increased bone formation or sclerosis in the temporal bone, then it can lead to the compression of the nerve, leading to the hearing loss. And heart disease भी सेम तरीके से ही होगा इन द हार्ट्स और द आर्टीरियल सिस्टम. सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कि बोन्स ऑफ द इनर ईयर भी इफेक्ट होता है, टेम्पोरल बोन भी इफेक्ट होता है. सो it will lead to the hearing no loss, and there will be hardening of the arteries also, and kidney stone तो होता ही है. ओके, सो रिमेंबर पेजेंट्स डिजीज इस तरीके से भी आपको प्रेजेंट कर सकती है. वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ओके, now, next question. Treatment of Paget's disease may involve which of these? Okay, very easy. Here are your 15 seconds. So the answer for this question is D, that is all of the above. Bisphosphonates तो होता ही है, लेकिन we also give the calcium and vitamin D supplements. Okay, because ये मत सोचना कि कैल्शियम ऑस्टियोस्क्लेरोसिस हो रहा है तो कैल्शियम क्यों दे रहे हैं, विटामिन डी. दे आर दी रिक्वायर्ड फॉर द नॉर्मल फंक्शनिंग ऑफ द बोन ऑल्सो, और द mechanism of the resorption as well as bone formation. And yes, in any orthopedic diseases exercise is important. तो इसलिए मैं बोलता हूँ ऐसे क्वेश्चंस में ज्यादा दिमाग नहीं लगाना होता है. ओके, बिकॉज यस कैल्शियम विटामिन D3 आप हर ऑर्थोपेडिक क्लिनिशियन जो भी होता है वो ऑलमोस्ट एवरी पेशेंट को दे राइट कैल्शियम विटामिन D सप्लीमेंट्स, एंड देयर इज नो हार्म गिविंग द कैल्शियम एंड विटामिन D supplements. Okay, so the answer will be all of the above. Okay, now next question. At one time, the disease rickets had all but disappeared from the US. Okay, now rickets is coming back. Which infants are most likely to get rickets? Okay, which infants are most likely to get rickets? Okay, so very easy. अगर थोड़ा सा if you use the common sense की rickets is due to vitamin D deficiency, and if there is vitamin D deficiency, it is due to, इसके साथ क्या important है, black white आ रहा है तो इससे आपको you should get in the mind the sunlight वाला factor. Okay, you should get into the mind the sunlight wala factor, and the so the answer will be your black babies who are breastfeed. Why? Because in the darker skin, the darker skin blocks the UV light. Okay, it blocks the UV light from making vitamin D. Okay, and the breastfeed infants जो होते हैं उनमें वैसे ही vitamin D is not in the sufficient quantity, so all breastfeed babies should be given a supplement of vitamin D where until they are weaned. Okay, so it is, so the answer is your black babies who are breastfeed. ओके, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, ये ध्यान रखना है। इसलिए आफ्टर 6 मंथ्स ऑफ द एज जो होता है, या फिर आजकल ऑल लिबरल पॉलिसी चल रही है कि इवन आफ्टर 1 मंथ ऑफ द लाइफ, 1 to 2 months of the life, you start calcium plus vitamin D3 supplementation. Okay, and that too for at least 3 to 4 years in the Indian scenario due to poor nutrition. Okay, so the answer will be black babies. Now next question, this is a very important question because it is a NEET PG recall question of 2021. Okay, so the question is, a 5-year-old boy presented to the OPD with complaint of chronic pain and bowing of the legs. Bone mineral density is normal. Then X-ray of the patient is shown below. Which is the most likely diagnosis? Okay, so here are your 15 seconds. Okay, so the answer for this is scurvy. ओके, ऑस्टियोपेट्रोसिस नहीं है, क्योंकि ऑस्टियोपेट्रोसिस में यू विल हैव कैल्सिफाइड स्पिक्यूल्स का ऐसे डिपोजिशन, एंड द एंटायर बोन इज मार्बल लाइक ब्लैक, है ना। स्पिक्यूल्स भी बहुत इनिशियल स्टेज में, लेकिन जो आपको एक्सरे देगा उसमें यू विल हैव द मार्बल वाइट, है ना। ये जो आपको ब्लैकिश कुछ दिख रहा है, ये कुछ भी नहीं दिखेगा, यू विल हैव द कंप्लीट मार्बल अपीयरेंस ऑफ द बोन। ओके, सो ऑस्टियोपेट्रोसिस इज नॉट द आंसर। Metaphyseal dysplasia is not the answer, because metaphyseal dysplasia में you will not have the spur and the prominent sclerotic line. Okay, metaphyseal dysplasia में क्या होगा, you will have absence of this line. Okay, and an abnormality in the metaphysis. Now rickets and scurvy, so इस ये बहुत easily identify हो जाएगा कि 5-year-old boy है, chronic pain है, okay, and bone mineral density is normal. So bone mineral density is normal, then it leads to the fact that yes, there is no osteopenia. Okay, bone mineral density is normal, so there is no osteopenia. Okay, and now rickets and scurvy में what you will see that in rickets, this ये जो आपको line दिख रही है, the line of sclerosis or the calcification, it is absent in rickets. Okay, and here it is more intense, and इस पे arrow भी है. This is the white line of Frankel, and it is a diagnostic characteristic of the scurvy. So the answer for this question will be the scurvy. Okay, now next question, it is also very important, a NEET PG 2021 recall question, and the question is, a child presented to the OPD with chronic bone illness. The patient shows no improvement with regular vitamin D3 supplementation. The parathormone, phosphate, and the calcium levels in the blood are given below. What is the most likely diagnosis? Okay, so here are your 15 seconds. ओके, सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल ये देखना है आपको कैल्शियम लेवल्स आर नॉर्मल बिकॉज दे आर जनरली बिटवीन 8 to 11. Okay, phosphate level it is decreased because it is generally more than 10. Okay, या फिर आप बोल सकते हो more than 4 to 5. Okay, these are is your normal phosphate level. And the third thing is your parathormone. So यहाँ पे जो parathormone level है it is also normal. ओके और अगर आपको ये नहीं भी पता है तो आप वेरी इजीली कर सकते हो कि ऑप्शन में देयर इज हाइपर पैराथायरॉयडिज्म, और अगर हाइपर पैराथायरॉयडिज्म होगा तो क्या होगा, देयर विल बी इंक्रीज्ड कैल्शियम लेवल्स एंड डिक्रीज्ड फॉस्फेट लेवल्स. ओके, सो इंक्रीज्ड कैल्शियम लेवल नहीं है, डिक्रीज फॉस्फेट लेवल है, बट देयर इज नो इंक्रीज्ड कैल्शियम लेवल इज नॉर्मल. सो पैराथॉर्मोन गया. अनीमिया इट इज जस्ट अ फिलर बिकॉज आई डिडंट न्यू द फोर्थ ऑप्शन है ना, बट इट वाज समथिंग लाइक ऑफ न्यूट्रिशनल. ओके, सो one is this. Now vitamin D dependent rickets or hypophosphatemic rickets. So vitamin D dependent rickets भी नहीं है because there is no improvement with regular vitamin D3 supplementation. So the answer is your hypophosphatemic rickets. So ढंग से question पढ़ के ढंग से if you apply the only the basic concepts, आपको सिर्फ इतना पता होना चाहिए कि पैराथॉर्मोन का क्या काम होता है, कैल्शियम लेवल्स को इंक्रीज करना एंड फॉस्फेट लेवल्स को कम करना. Okay, by this basic knowledge you would have solved the question. Okay, so the answer for this question will be your hypophosphatemic rickets. Okay, so this was all about the today's lecture. I hope you enjoyed the today's class. Okay, and in NEET 2021 we had 100% strike rate. All the questions were from my special class or my YouTube classes, rapid revision marathon questions. Sub mein the questions were there, even as it is questions were there. So you can trust us for your preparation of your competitive as well as your university or prof examinations. So thanks for watching the video. If you like the video, you can watch my videos on the YouTube also, and you can like, share and subscribe, and you can subscribe using this code to get extra 10% off. Okay, so next Wednesday, that is on 29th of September, I will have a special class on INI CET focused MCQs and clinical based questions, because INI CET की date आ चुकी है, November 14th है. So buckle up and study hard for the INI CET. Okay, so thanks for watching my lecture. I hope you liked it.